Tonight will be the night where most of us lay thinking about who we've become, the things we overcame, and the things we've yet to overcome. The night we should dismiss our old dreams and make larger ones. But sometimes they seem too big. But oh no, nothing is ever too big to the human imagination. Why is that, you say? Because no step towards a big dream is ever too small.
You can either live your dreams or live your fears. And I think the majority of people actually are not living their dreams, but are living their fears. So I want to ask you a question. What are your fears? As you begin to look at the things that took place this past year, did you get out of it what you wanted? Did you achieve the goals that you set out to achieve?
You're on a mission. Everything you do matters from this second forward. Life is too short, but each day and every single year you have a chance. If you're still alive today, you have not finished yet. Because everything you do matters. Every single thing you do matters. Because someone out there is watching us. Someone's taking notes on you. Someone's looking up to you. Be a role model. That is your mission.
Focus on them. Focus on the benefits, not on the liabilities, not on your fears. Focus on the benefits. That which you hold in consciousness tends to manifest itself. Think about how good you feel. Think about the level of increased self-respect, the sense of self-worth that you'll feel. How good you'll feel getting up in the morning, looking yourself in the mirror because you're taking life on. The other thing is acknowledge your fears and then go into action. This book is called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. That's it.
Your dreams seem like a far-fetched creation, but it's never too big for your actions reflect your imagination. Well, how's that, you might ask? Because no step towards your dream is an unworthy task.
So, typical Tuesday morning, I was up spending some time reading, checking out some videos online, and I came across one that really hit home for me, to the point where I wanted to make it the central theme for this week's video. And basically it was a short monologue by Robin Sharma. For those who don't know him, he's a sharp guy, he's got a lot of content on the internet. And what he said specifically that caught my attention was that to have the results that only 5% get, you need to have the guts to do what only 5% are willing to do. And this really got the wheels turning in my head, because there are only so many ways you can articulate personal courage. Only so many ways you can talk about being fearless. But in my eyes, this puts it in the perfect context, because it shines a direct light on the fact that success and overcoming social fears are directly linked. And I'm sure as you walk through this thought process, the concept will resonate with you. Right? 95% of people live for Friday. Immediate pleasures like TV, fast food, drinking, these are things that are commonplace in society, in the world we live in. And I'm not, standing here pointing a finger saying it's inappropriate. My message goes deeper than that. What I'm saying is that if you want to be at the top in whatever it is that you do, right? Or as Robin alluded to, the 5%, you have to sacrifice some of these pleasures that the greater population indulges in. And this is where the guts comes in. Because anytime you deviate from a norm, anytime you put yourself above a social standard, people do not like it. It becomes personal, which results in criticism, the cynical outlook, or the haters, as we commonly refer to it today. And that's not easy. It's never easy walking one way when the larger group is walking another. That's not rocket science. But it's also why so few people can do it. Let's face it, if you're going to do something of significance, you need to expect negativity. People trying to tear down what you're building up, Because like it or not, that's just how the world reacts. And the way I see it is that you can handle it a few ways, right? You can live your life in a way that conforms, you can shy away from that criticism, or just take it head on. Learn to accept it, thrive on it, because you'll never be able to please everybody. So why not have the courage to do what you believe in? Have the guts to be called abnormal. Take it as a compliment. I've mentioned before that the way you perceive something makes or breaks you. Think about how powerful that statement is in this context. You can look at the negativity, the haters, as a reason to change your approach, throw the towel. Or you can see it as a sign of progress, an anticipated part of your journey. You can use it as a building block or a stepping stone for further success. Those are two polar opposite outcomes, by the way, all derived from how you choose to internalize the world around you. When you get through it all, you'll be happy you hung in. I can promise you that. That you had the guts to look past the norms in your surroundings. That you had the guts to be something different.
I spent so many years trying to figure out how. I wasted 14 years. See, once you commit yourself, the how will come. The way will come. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. The most difficult thing I've ever done was to believe that I can do what I'm now doing. But imagine, if you will, being on your deathbed and standing around your bed, the dreams given to you by life, the ideas that you never acted on, the talents, the gifts, the abilities that you never used. And there they are, standing around your bed, looking at you with large, angry eyes, saying, "We came to you. And only you could have given us life. And now we must die with you forever." If you died this very moment, what will die with you? What dreams? What ideas? What talents? What leadership potential? What greatness that you showed up to bring, that you allowed fear or procrastination to hold you back? You cannot become your best. You can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there? No, I parked. I didn't have my emergency lights on. I didn't want to show up on the radar. I parked. You know how long I parked? I parked for 10 years. And so you want to begin to take some chances. You want to begin to challenge yourself and make it okay to fail and learn from your failures. Don't allow fear of failure and the allure, the attractiveness of playing it safe in life to draw you in. You'll discover some things about yourself that you don't know right now. You can't get out of life alive. You've got to die to leave here. See, most people stop short of their dreams and park and get off the highway of life because of the rejections of life. You will always be rejected. You must be willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. See, once you commit yourself, the how will come. The way will come.
If you don't achieve your dreams, you can still get a lot by trying for it. There's an expression I love: experience is what you get when you don't get what you wanted.
Experience, raw experience, is hands down way more important than knowledge. I mean, think about it. Knowledge goes in one ear and right out the other. We go to seminars, we listen to this so inspiring speech. We get up, we leave, we go home, next morning we wake up, and what do? We make the same mistake. But then, ooh, it hits us. It hits us when we experience it. There's no making that mistake again. You know why? Because we felt it. And that's what's so powerful about experience. Experience is physical. I can feel experience, but I can't feel knowledge. It's in one ear and out the other. I can't grasp it. But experience, ooh, I feel it. You've been lied to. You've been led to believe that you're supposed to win all the time. You're not going to. And sometimes you have to walk away. If you keep chasing what you're not meant to succeed at, and what life was just putting in front of you so you could just get a small lesson from an experience, you were supposed to just feel it and learn. And if you keep chasing it, you're going to become addicted to the wrong thing. And you're going to miss the lesson.
It's like that crazy ass gambler. You know that guy who lost it all and he's got, let me borrow a dollar. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. Go home, man. That's what you say to that guy, and that's what I'm saying to you. Go home. Because being right doesn't serve you the way that you think it serves you. He's a martyr. You're not a martyr, you're a masochist. And you don't have to be right. You don't have to succeed in everything that you do. You do have to be fully present with every experience that you have so that you get the most out of it. And right now you're suffering, so be fully present with that suffering. So when you do go home, you got a good story to tell.
Everyone is so quick to be right, but you're in last place if that's you. I'm interested in the opposite, in being wrong. Because if we continue to allow being right feel like our natural state, of course being wrong will hurt our egos. But I've created a life where I feel most stable being wrong. And instead of feeling ashamed and idiotic and ignorant, I feel great. And I'm telling you, we are wrong about what it means to be wrong.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
If I did it once, I can do it again and again and again.
Your current results are really only a fraction of what you're truly capable of achieving. That you are far more talented, you have far more potential than your current reality. Why are you only living up to a fraction of your potential? Stop looking for the quick fix for success, happiness, and wealth. There's no shortcut. There's no cliff notes. There's no quick fix. You are going to walk through a minefield day in and day out of hard freaking work. Because success is earned one day at a time. Every day you lift your head up off the pillow. You're going to decide whether that day you are a success or whether you are a failure. You're either moving forward or you're falling behind. One step at a time. Every step you take away from the bed as you walk through your day, you are either going in the direction of success or you're going in the direction of failure. Knowledge is not power. It is the potential of power, but it is not power in and of itself. Power is only created in what you do with what you know. Because knowledge is not something you can take to the bank. It is only action that produces results. Success is earned by hard freaking work. Hard freaking work. If you ask the circle of champions up here, how did you do it? How did you get to the top? How did you become so successful? Their answers are always going to be 3 words: hard freaking work.
I don't think that as a participant in life, you cannot be committed. You're either committed to mediocrity or you're committed to greatness. You're either committed to being productive or you're committed to being non-productive. You're committed to being happy or you're committed to being unhappy. See, whatever you're doing, however you spend your time, that tells you who you are. So think about what it is you like to create in your life experience.
Your whole life is nothing but the accumulated compound effect of the choices you've made up to this moment.
Right now, we have the most valuable asset on earth on our side, time, but it's running out. And right now, you guys are sitting there. And to make that first step towards greatness is the hardest step. But there is one thing harder than that, my friends. It's later in life. As you look back on your life, the windows of opportunity has closed. Your ability is no longer present. And you think back that you could have been great. The difference between a champion and someone who's forgotten is that a champion shows up.
You want to make more money than you've ever made. You want to travel the world. I don't know. You want to build your second home. I'm not sure what you want, but I need you to understand that you got to give some. You can't stay where you are and go where you're trying to go. The most important thing is this: to be able at any moment to sacrifice what you are for what you will become.
When you want something out of life, you've got to be willing to go into action. Don't wait around for things to be just right. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Don't wait for the ideal situation. It will never be ideal.
If you want to make a difference, all you got to do is one thing. This is how you get started. You want something different? Listen to me. All you got to do is make a decision. That's it. And for those of you who've been making the wrong decision, all you got to do is make the right decision. But if you want to make a difference, make a decision.
Your friends, family, and loved ones will be the first ones to try and talk you out of greatness. When you're ready to do something and try something new that's out of your comfort zone, that's out of your norm, it's always the one you're dating, the one you're married to, the one that's in your family, your friends in your immediate circle, that will always try and talk you out of doing something special and significant. Do you know how many people have had visions, ideas, and huge career moves that they were about to make, and they allowed the word no to stop them from changing the landscape of their life and their family lives? So many people are afraid of rejection and the word no. It is the saddest shit I've ever witnessed in my life. I used to wait in parking lots in a city called Southgate, right near Watts. And there was a parking lot there that allowed you to take your shopping carts and put them in a certain section. And when you put your shopping cart in that section, 25 cents will come out. I used to be in that parking lot for 8 hours a day. Thursday through Sunday, hustling money. I could have sold dope, I could have sold weed, I could have robbed people, I could have did all kind of dumb shit. Because when you in the hood and you fucked up, you trying to get money, any means necessary. Instead, what did I do? I was in the parking lot at a grocery store. And I was begging people for their shopping carts when they came out from shopping. And you'd be surprised at how many people told me no. And I was nice. I wasn't aggressive. I wasn't trying to rob them and steal their groceries. I would walk up to them, "Excuse me, sir, is there any way I can have your basket?" No, I got it. I heard no more often than I heard yes. And I used to leave the parking lot after 8, 10 hours sometimes, with just a couple of dollars at a time, after hustling quarters. So I no longer have fear of rejection. I no longer have fear of the word no. I no longer give power to the word no. I could care less about you rejecting me, disowning me having visions and ideas and you not seeing what I see. I see what's not there. Only those that can see the invisible can do the impossible. I see what's not there. I have visions. My visions are bold and unapologetic. And if you don't get it when I show it to you, if you don't get it when I explain it, if you don't get it when I verbalize it and I go into details, guess what? It's your loss. Because guess what? These visions were God sent. And if visions are God sent, you don't ever give anybody the power over your visions. They don't belong to you. They were given to me from God.
I don't know what that dream is that you have. I don't care how far-fetched it might appear to be. I don't care how disappointing it might have been as you've been working toward that dream. But here's what I know. That dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible.
I think most people in their careers have moments of disillusionment or a sense that they don't know where they're going. I think those moments of disillusionment hit all of us at any one time. A person that has not to face any difficulties, I think, ends up being a person that's an unreal person in the world because he doesn't know how to deal with difficulties. You look at the world around you. Where did Microsoft, where did Apple, where did Amazon, where did Google, where did Facebook come from? They came from ideas that people felt something could be done, where individuals started in garages, where ideas were born and that they could make a difference. You, in the years ahead, are going to be leaders of this country and shaping the destiny of this country. In many ways, we have been critical of what has or has not happened in our country. How many times have you heard people say, this can't be done? Do not grow with a view that something can't be done and so should not be done. It's your job to remove those myths and to get things done. As you grow in your organization, you will find that you get lonelier and lonelier, and your decision is eventually a lonely decision. You should do what you believe is right. It may be the tougher decision, it may be the tougher option, but if deep inside you, you know that it's the right decision for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons, then you should go ahead and take it. And I would hope that you look at being ethical and holding the value systems which you want this country to have. Your whole world is going to be learning and listening. Your success is going to be your humility. If you speak or sit next to a Nobel laureate, he never tells you that he won a Nobel Prize. Other people tell you. Let humility be your best defense. So as you go out into this world, you need to ask yourself why you're there. Are you there for money, or are you going because you really want to make a difference in the world by what you do? All of us, in our own ways, need to ask ourselves, are we doing something we feel proud of? Are we doing something that we feel is making a difference? Or do we bask in showing off our wealth or our prosperity or our well-being so that people can look up to us? If it's that, then I think we're wasting our lives. There are people that need our help, and if we've sent one poor person to school and seen that person prosper, it should give us a feeling of well-being. Much more than making our first million or billion, as the case might be. You need to give back to society some of the learning you have done, to do something for your country and for society. And you shouldn't merely consider yourself successful based on the prosperity you gain for yourself, but you should go home at night feeling satisfied if you have made a difference. That difference is something each one of us can make. We'll have failures and we've had frustrations, but it's a continued commitment that we have to the world around us, to ourselves and to the people of India.
I want to introduce y'all to this very simple concept. That if you want it, you got to go get it. Some of y'all got this concept of what you want to accomplish. You know, some of y'all are motivated by broke. I'm broke, I'm stuck, I'm fucked up, I can't do nothing. Some of y'all are motivated by just wanting to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Other folks are motivated by materialistic things. It's a very simple concept. If you want it, you gotta go get it. And what does that mean? It means that you trying to convince me or anybody else that you want to get it when you partying all week. As soon as you get any kind of money, you buying a bunch of shit that you really can't afford. It's time to stay focused. It's time to decide, fuck clubs, fuck partying, fuck trying to fit in and socialize, rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it. These clubs, these parties, all this shit ain't going nowhere. The more weird you are is a reflection of how committed you are to focusing on your shit, molding and shaping and developing your ideas and your craft so that when it's time for you to make your rounds, you gonna fly. The life that I live, I deserve this life because I worked my ass off to get it. Y'all out here running around creating this smoke. You did it to yourself. Trying to live up to the hype and create the smoke that you doing. You ain't doing it. You still got work to do. Stay on that basketball court. Stay on that football field. Fuck all the homies texting and calling and trying to make you feel bad about being so focused. It's grind season, homie. It's not about today, it's about the future. You do the work now. Do the work now. And all of the shit that you could ever want to do for your family, your kids, your loved ones, it's all going to be on a whole nother stratosphere. It's time to stay focused, man. I hope this video makes you uncomfortable. Because I look at this as a mirror. You get to look yourself in the mirror and ask hard and tough questions. What am I doing every single day with my life? Creating obstacles, challenges, and distractions for myself.
I'm thinking about two men who are fairly successful, similar background, educated. They worked for a corporation for many years, and they were among many people that were laid off. Two guys who were very good friends. One went out looking for a job for several weeks along with the other one, and they faced disappointment and rejection again and again and again. They couldn't find any work. One guy stopped. He became discouraged. He stopped going. He stayed home looking at television, became very argumentative and toxic with his wife, drinking beer, getting on the phone, talking to his other negative, unemployed friends. And he just gave up. One guy said, "It's not possible. It's over. I'm finished. I can't do it. I can't make it." He surrendered. I've faced rejection again and again. I'm not going anymore. There are no jobs out there. But this other guy, he felt that in spite of the no's and rejections, in spite of how bad the economy is, in spite of what the newspapers are saying, that it's possible that somebody somewhere will give me a job. He just kept going, thinking it was possible. What was the difference between the two men? Eyesight and mindsight. Eyesight is judging on what you see, judging according to appearances. But mindsight is how you interpret what you see. The other guy kept looking for a job everywhere he could go. Every time he could get an opportunity, kept asking people, networking, checking the newspapers every day. He went to a place and said, "Look here, I tell you what, if you can't hire me, and I know you can use my talents, abilities, and skills, I don't want to sit home and do nothing. Just let me do some volunteer work. You don't have to give me anything, all right? I just want to work. I want to be busy." Guy said, "Okay, it's on you now, but don't expect me to give you anything. It's okay." This guy came in and worked. He was the first one there. The last one to leave was the best employee there. About 4 weeks later, one of the top managers quit. They were looking for a replacement. Guess who they selected? This other guy. This guy who was volunteering his time. He got the job. There are losers, and there are people who have not discovered how to win. And all they need is some coaching. All they need is some help and assistance, just a little support.
I wonder how you see yourself. What do you mean when you use the word I? I mean, most people believe that they're a body. I'm Ashley, I have brown hair, brown eyes, tan skin, I'm tall. But I don't use I in a physical way. I internalize it. When I reference myself, I internalize it. I'm talking about who I am internally, not externally. How healthy my mind is, my drive, my ego, my growth. We all grow up in a world we never created, and the more we seem to try and complicate our world as an attempt to fix or solve the troubles in our minds and our everyday dysfunctions, the more we wreck what's around us and what's inside of us. Everyone's on their stupid phone all day, or smoking cigars with your boys, getting plastic surgery, drinking alcohol, trying to have fun, sleeping around to satisfy our immediate pleasures, and just passing down the absolutely irresponsible mindsets of our new generation, ending up in the mirror with nothing but anger at yourselves. Why do you think that is? It's a common pattern. Now, I'm not saying that these things can't be enjoyed with some sort of healthy balance. They can be. But these things are definitely only deserving for those who have fully understood what really drives our motive every single day. What our purpose here is. You really think we just plopped here on Earth? Obviously not. We clearly have a purpose for ourselves. Why do you think we're the most advanced organism to live? Plants don't have the ability to think the way humans do, nor do animals. We're at the top of the chain. Look in the mirror and start acting like it. Stop taking advantage of what's been given to you and start growing internally. Use your brain. Now here's what's really going to change who you are. And no, it's not a job, not the gym, no amount of money or technology, but the power of giving. That is what awakens the human soul. Now, many of us are stuck in this materialistic world of drinking and smoking and trying to look a certain way because you know what? We don't have anything to give. We didn't give ourselves the value to now hand off to other people. And that's why people who dive into self-development really have something to give, and they're happier than the others around them. That is what awakens the soul. So start focusing on what you can give to yourself. Feed your soul. Feed your mind. The same way you do your body, you have to feed your mind. It's more important because our body being fed does nothing if our soul's not fed. Okay, we can't just look good on the outside and be good on the inside. No, it doesn't work that way. First you have to be good on the inside, and then you'll be good on the outside. We have it all backwards. I mean, people focusing on the whole gym thing, thinking that they could just lose weight and then their whole body's gonna be healthy. Absolutely not. Okay, if your organs are not functioning correctly, then neither is the outside. Just because you're skinny or just because you're fit doesn't mean you're healthy. And the same with life. Just because you look good on the outside does not mean you're good on the inside. Start giving value to yourself so you can begin giving to others around you. Awaken your soul. Sometimes it's hard to do the right thing. But if we're not doing better every day, then what's tomorrow really for?
I want to get into something real quick that is brought to my attention daily and that irritates me daily from the younger generation. Okay, I get this question all the time. I get this question on email, I get it on Instagram, I get it on here on Periscope, and it's always the same reference. It goes like this: Andy, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to start a business, but it's hard. My parents don't support me. I don't have any money. I don't have any investors. I don't have any support. I don't have a bank loan. I didn't win the lottery. On and on and on and on and on. And the thing is that when these people email me, I automatically assume, and I could be wrong, but I automatically go into the mode of like, dude, I'm not even going to answer your question because you don't have what it fucking takes to make it. Because here's the reality. Entrepreneurial mindset is a problem solver. If you listen to the podcast today, you know what I'm talking about. All right. Entrepreneurs are people who look at things and they say, I can do this. Not look at things and find the excuses as to why they can't. We live in the greatest fucking time in the history of Earth to be successful. Okay. And if you're a young man, a young woman between the ages of 16, 15, and 25, you are at the biggest advantage in the history of Earth. Okay. And I'm going to explain why in a second. We have fucking air travel. We have fucking internet. We are able to speak like this through technology instantly. Dude, people that were in business 20 years ago, if they wanted to do business, they had to get a fucking letter and they had to write it out and they had to send it to somebody. That letter had to take 2 days to get there. And then they had to blah, blah, blah and communicate back and forth. Or they had to call each other during business hours or at home, and they had to be like tied to the wall like, yeah, hey man, I'm sitting here in the office. Like, dude, now we're accessible 24 hours a day. We have social media. We have ways to contact hundreds among thousands of people. at any given time. The opportunity to make connections has never been greater, all right? And we have young people who have this perspective of growing up in this technology, crying and bitching about why they can't do it. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, when I started my store, there wasn't a social media. When we started with $7, I was living in the back of my fucking store on a mattress that had a piss stain on it from some animal or human. I wanted people to know about me. I couldn't just write a little post on fucking Facebook or make a video that had great content. I had to fucking get in my car or walk heel toe down to a next door's business and the next door's business and the fire stations and the police stations and the hospitals and say, hey, I'm Andy Frisella. Nice to meet you. I have this fucking business over here that I think you'll be able to help, or that I can help you do this, this, and this. And I meet people one by one by one by one by one. Which, ironically, is the same way that business is done today, just through different avenues. So when you're young, and you're one of these people who's been brought up in social media, and you look around in the internet and all this shit, you have no fucking clue how good you have it. You just don't. You have an ultimate fucking opportunity in front of you to make something happen for yourself. Okay? And the other thing you need to realize is that just because you don't have any money, that's a great thing for you. And because let me tell you why this is a good thing. When you don't have any money, you are forced to be creative. You are forced to come up with ideas. You are forced to do the fucking work. Just because you don't have a fucking $1 million or $100,000 or $10,000 doesn't mean you can start a business or can't start a business. It means that you have to get creative. And the best thing that you'll ever have as a business owner, a young business entrepreneur, is lack of funds, because it forces you to get fucking creative, which forces you to think. All right. And when you think, it's just like working your muscles. When you think hard enough and you think long enough and you don't have the money just to write a check for something, you are in a position now where you're having to think harder than your competition, which means ultimately you're going to be more creative, come up with more ideas, because you can't spend your way out of situations. Get it? Lack of resources is your ultimate advantage. And if you don't understand what I just said, go back and rewatch what I just said until you understand it. All right? Lack of resources is your ultimate fucking advantage. Don't fucking cry to me and bitch to me or write me a fucking email about how you don't have, rich parents, or you don't have a bank, or you don't have... I didn't have any of that shit either. So when you bitch to me about it, I look at you and I say, you don't have what it fucking takes. Because real entrepreneurs make it happen either way. You don't have the money? Go out and cut grass. Go out and bartend. Go out and sell fucking snow cones. Do whatever the fuck you have to do to get it. Period. But the point is, guys, you guys have to understand that we live in ultimate opportunity land right now. There's more opportunity than there ever has been for everybody. And here's another thing you young people, 15 to 25, gotta understand. Most of your peers who you're competing against have no social skills. They grew up on the internet. They grew up on video games. They don't know how to shake somebody's hand and say, hey, nice to meet you, and look them in the fucking eye and have interpersonal relationship skills. So whenever you could have those skills, if you could develop those skills amongst your own person, you're at a tremendous advantage. You have far less people in that generation that want to be truly successful than what I had or what other generations had. So like, dude, if you can fucking stand up and make yourself something, it's far easier to be successful right now for you than it ever has been. So don't write me a fucking email telling me how hard you have it, because I'm going to laugh at you. Period.
I've often said that I wished people could realize all their dreams and wealth and fame, and so that they could see that it's not where you're going to find your sense of completion. I can tell you from experience, the effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is. How will you serve the world? What do they need that your talent can provide? That's all you have to figure out. Why not take a chance on faith as well? Not religion, but faith. Not hope, but faith. I don't believe in hope. Hope is a beggar. Hope walks through the fire, and faith leaps over it. You are ready and able to do beautiful things in this world.
As a child, my parents always told me you could be whatever you want to be. You could do whatever you want to do. But I didn't totally believe it. Yet I went out in the world and I carried myself and I held my head high and I stood there and I looked people in their eyes and I talked to people as if I was deserving of everything that this planet has to offer. Confucius said one time, he who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right.
It's time to change. It's time to walk down another street. What is your dream?
I just want to ask you one question. What do you want to be remembered for? I hope you want to be remembered as a grinder. Someone who fights their way through all the things that they go through. Do not give up on your marriage. Do not give up in school. Do not give up on your goals and your dreams. You want to be an athlete. Grind. You want to open up that company, that organization. Grind. Nobody has to convince you to do what you have to do. You wake up early. You stay up late. You will do whatever you have to do to get where you need to go.
Who gave me $5 grand when I was at Michigan State doing my program? I didn't have no budget, but I didn't need a budget. I had a dream. I didn't need no help. The president never came and said to me, E.T., we're going to help your program for this institution blow up. The president never came, and I never quit. I never gave up. Why? Because it wasn't her dream in the first place to take care of a group of kids from the D. It was my dream. It was my goal. I don't expect you to believe in my dream like I believe in my dream. And the problem with some of y'all is you want somebody else to support your dream. It's yours. I don't owe you a dime. It's your dream. If you wanted to happen, get your butt up and make it happen. If you wanted to happen, rise and grind.
The warfare is in your mind. It's not in your checkbook. It's not in your savings account. It's not on your job. The fight that you got to fight is in your mind.
There is always someone on your heels. There's always someone with talent. There's always someone hungry to take what you have. So where's that differentiating factor? It's within. It's in your why. If you're number one, you gotta act like you're still number two, trying to get there. These people are relentless. You are always replaceable in the office, on your roster spot. And every year I tell you, there's always gonna be someone with more ability, with more privilege. So where's your competitive edge? It's up to you to muster it up and revisit your past where you weren't the top dog. Revisit that pain. Check yourself for that hunger and deliver it from the inside out. Outthink them, outsmart them, outwork them. I will not be outworked, period.
Well, one of the things about life, you're going to get hurt. You're going to make some mistakes. You're going to fail your way to success. But you got to be willing to experiment. You got to be willing to push yourself. You got to be willing to challenge yourself by putting yourself in a perpetual state of discomfort.
It's time to put your best foot forward. It's not about just putting in hours. It's about what are you doing with those hours you're putting in. Stay focused in accomplishing every single goal, every single day. We're trying to reach a pinnacle point. Nobody else can give you the effort that you need. Nobody tells you when you're successful. You know when you're successful. You know if you're putting in enough time to become great. You know when you're good. And there will be times when you feel like giving up. You just gotta go one more mile. You gotta go one more day. And I guarantee you'll find that motivation that you need. There's something that's built on the inside of you that man cannot give you. Your life, your health, your business, the situation that you're going through, everything that you've been through should push you to your destiny. Today is the day.
Don't you know that you have the power to change anything? There is absolutely nothing in this world that can take away your main power as a human being. In any circumstance, in any situation, you can make a decision. You can decide how you will feel about something. You can decide how you will respond to something. You always have a choice. And it's 100% yours to make. However, most people continue to trade in their results for weak bullshit excuses. Understand this, no matter how many times you've failed, no matter how many times you've tried over and over again, no matter how many times you've been beaten down into the dirt and told that you're no good, you have the power to continue to move on. And as you already know, it's not about how hard you hit. What it is about is actually how much you can handle, how much pain, frustration, how many bad days after each other, how many times you can continue to move forward no matter what happens to you. Because regardless of whether you want to believe it or not, it's happening for you. Every challenge is an opportunity in disguise, begging for you to prove your worth, to prove your strength, and show the world that you're capable, willing, and deserving of what you want. Sadly, most people back down from those challenges. They give up. They see them as an end to the road. You have to learn to be better than that. You have the power of choice, so use it to drive on through. The amazing thing is that most of the success lies just beyond massive failure, pain, and frustration. And so why would you ever want to give up just inches away from the success that you've been seeking? You want some great advice? Here it is. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. What does that mean to people now? What does that mean to most people? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's been thrown around so much you don't even understand what it really means. Never give up is one of the most valuable things that you can carry within you and make part of you. Never give up is what separates winners from losers. And yet most people take it for granted and think it's something people just say. Well, maybe it's become that for most people, but for you, it has to become your golden rule for everything you do in life. You do not give up. No matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, if you commit, commit fully. If you can't trust your own word, who will? It doesn't matter how great your intentions are or how nice of a place you're coming from. That's not what will get you through to the end. What will get you through is the power of choice. And more specifically, choosing to, no matter what happens, never ever give up. And I say that because it's the only way. Because you will get beaten down. Because you will fail. Because it will be hard, difficult, and challenging. But if you want it bad enough, you will find a way.